Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Robbie with me. We've just lost to Newcastle 2-0 in the second leg of the EFL Cup. We're out, Rob. We're done. I mean, on the way up, let's just start with this. Last night was on a live, speaking a lot of facts, a lot of truth. And then on the way up, there was a bit of belief from you saying, yes, we can go on and do this. Early on in the game started, that dissolved pretty quickly.
Yeah, listen, our turn to get humbled today, isn't it? I mean,
Wow,
at the end of the day, we said it when we was coming up. You know, whoever gets that first goal is vital, right? Odegaard hits the post, they go down the other end and score. That was it. Once they got that first goal, I have to admit, my belief completely went, because I'm like 3-0, the way they defend, you know, I mean, we've seen them do it before. You know, I mean, they've got everybody behind the ball, and then they're just like, you know, win the ball, quick counter attack, and in Gordon and Isak, they got excellent weapons when you have to end up marking them guys one-on-one.
Do we have warning signs? Because they got a disallowed goal quite early on. Is that a warning sign for Arsenal? Is that
was a warning sign? You know, I mean, Isak, you know, I mean, scored that. I mean, he's an excellent player. We've seen it in both legs. We've seen it in all 3 games we played. He's an excellent player. But I just felt that, you know, we had to get that first goal. You've got to be able to draw them out in some way, you know what I mean? And you saw how they set up today. Yeah. It's a lot difficult. It's a lot more. You can't break that down easily, you know what I mean? Because we had shots, we had lots of the ball and that, but they were, you know, once they got that first goal, they were quite comfortable, and then we gifted them the other one in the second half. We were praising Raya on the way up. That's the first time I've sort of seen him do that this season, and, you know, get punished for it, you know what I mean? But listen, at the end of the day, they deserve it. We can't complain in any way. We lost the game from the first leg. Yeah. You lose a 2-0 at home, you're up against it, you're coming up here on a prayer. You know what I mean? As I said, we're all just saying first goal, if we can get that first goal. But I think this is a lesson to us, you know what I mean? We've got Champions League games coming up, and they're all going to be over 2 legs. And I hope they learn from this. You can't afford to lose at home when you're playing in these games. You've got to, if you say you're going away in the second leg, you've got to take something there. Because if you actually look at the statistics, literally the majority of times you're going out.
Am I fair, Robbie, to criticise and look a bit deeper at our captain today, Martin Odegaard? I think a lot of fans would sometimes, you know, they look at Havertz, but Martin Odegaard had that opportunity that if he score that, the game may swing a different way. And then Lee mentioned a great point, the FA Cup, the penalty, he missed that. Is it too reactionary to say Martin Odegaard needs to step up a bit more in these big games?
He stepped up on Sunday, you know what I mean? Listen, he that was a big game on Sunday. He stepped up in it, you know what I mean? He's hit the post tonight. He's not the, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? He hit the post. Maybe he should have done a bit better. They were more clinical than us when they got their chance. It's ironic because his chance hits the post and comes straight back out. Yeah. Their one hits the post and goes in. You know what I mean? It's one of those. You know what I mean? But over the 2 legs, they've deserved it. We've not scored. You know what I mean? They're the only team that's sort of done this to us. That you know they've. Yeah, they've
this season we haven't scored against them at all.
We played them 3 times and they beat us in all 3 games, right? And we've not scored a goal. You've got to give them credit. We've only lost 2 games in the league. They're one of them. So, you know, and that was, you know, the other game that we lost. Remember, we were down to 10 men. When we came here, we had 11 men. So
they got our number there. Lee was saying that Eddie Howe might like. Do other teams look at Newcastle and say, "Well, we'll just do what they do"?
Maybe they have got a number, but they're a good side. I think they're a very good side. I think they can win it. I really do. I think if they.
Do you want them to? Because out of the 3?
Listen, I would like them to win it. You know what I mean? Fair play to them, man. I'd like them to win it. They're a massive club. They haven't won nothing for so long. It's really weird that they haven't won something for so long, because it's all set up to win things, you know what I mean? So I'd like to see them win it, you know what I mean? You know, especially if Spurs get to the final. Yeah. But I'd like to see them, I'd really, you know, out of all the teams left in it, I would like to see them win it. It's not just because they've beaten us. I do like this club. I don't like what they do with the fans here. That's the only thing that spoils it for me.
You like this club? I did like this club, but now I feel like they're getting a bit too big
when I say I like this club, out of all the clubs in the Premier League, they're one of the clubs that I really respect, because I've been coming here for so long, and then I see the way they travel. I think there's no team in the Premier League that travels like them. Every game they go to, you know what I mean? They're travelling 100. I think their nearest away day is Nottingham Forest.
But we got to travel up them bloody stairs, Rob.
Yeah, but they got they got maybe it's the punishment because they got to come to London 7 times. They got to go to Brighton. They got to go to Bournemouth. They got to go to Southampton. I don't know how they do it. So a team like that with fans like that, they deserve some success. But yeah, on that, I don't think. That's one thing I don't like about it. Bring the away fans down so that we can be part of the atmosphere. It's too high up there, you know what I mean? And when it's a semi-final, I mean, you saw at our place, they're down there, bottom tier,
got
you know, 8,000 or how many of them there was, you know, I mean, you can hear them, you can see them. That's on it, you know, when we come up here, we're put, I don't know how they get away with this. I really don't. That's the only thing that lets it down. But apart from that, listen, it's not an excuse. They over the 2 legs have beaten us fair and square, and they deserve to go through. And we just got to, you know, look at our wounds now. You know what I mean? Listen, we came up here with a prayer, right? And the prayers have not been answered.
You don't seem angry. You seem just disappointed. You don't seem like doesn't seem as much. When I went in the concourse, there was a lot of angry fans. But I think people come out here, they're just disappointed. It doesn't seem like they're annoyed.
Listen, I've been coming to football for a long time. I know when you're 2-0 down from the first leg, you're praying. Right, so I'm already in my mind. It's almost like I know this could happen. It's not like we're coming here and we're 2-0 up. I'd be angry then, or I'm coming here and we're 1-0 up or something like that. I'm coming here, we're 2-0 down. I know how this thing goes. You're hoping if we leave here tonight and we've won it, that's like an unbelievable performance. That's a shock, right? So I know we lost that game from the first leg. So I was angry in the first leg. In this game, I've already kind of, you know, knew that this could happen. So maybe that's why I'm not as angry as I am. But listen, we've now got to concentrate on the rest of the season. You know what I mean? There's still things to play for. We've got the league. We've got the Champions League. They didn't help out the manager in the window. I think that's criminal. We see Martinelli go down to, I don't know how long he's going to be out, but it looks like he's out injured. I mean, this is the gamble.
Yeah, I did ask you last night on the live. I said, if we win, do people forget about the window? And
I told you, the minute you lose a game, people remember the window.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, you even after the win over City, people are still talking about the window. They should have bought somebody in.
Yeah, you speak about.
It's a complete gamble. Now Martinelli's gone down. Who else could go down in the next few weeks? Then who plays up front? Yeah. Who plays as a striker?
Because
I mean? It's just ridiculous.
It's interesting because you said, you know, we played them 3 times, haven't scored 1 goal. Is that glaringly obvious? To, like, you see Isak for them, it's like they want to kick you in the teeth even more. Like,
it's not just if Isak goes down injured, they've got Wilson to come in. They've got another striker. How can Arsenal Football Club not have
to be fair,
striker?
Wilson's been out long. He's come back from injury. We have Jesus. He's just out with injury. So we do have a backup striker.
But we've got a backup striker, but we know he's out for the rest of the season. So you've got to go and do something about that. You can't just leave it.
Internal solutions. Ethan Wanyeri might be our striker going forward if Havertz does go down.
Well, you know, we know that Ethan, as great as he is, right, and as good a talent as he is, he's not going to be at Isak, is he? You've got to go out there and you've got to, you know what I mean, you've got to spend a little bit more and bring in and give the team a bit of help, because injuries they've taken a complete gamble that all of these players are going to stay fit, the forward players in particular, between now and the end of the season. That's a complete gamble. There's fatigue that comes into it. I thought some of the players today Timber looked knackered today, man. You know what I mean? That wasn't the Timber that we saw at the weekend. That wasn't the Partey that we saw on Sunday. He was brilliant. He looked knackered. And you know, you can see mental fatigue. How many times did he give the ball away? He didn't give it away once on Sunday. How many times did he give the ball away? Saliba was had a really bad game. You know what I mean? I think all round, you know what I mean, it wasn't what we saw on Sunday, but then it's a different game because you're 2-0 down already. You know what I mean, it's a completely different circumstance. You're not started off on a level playing field. So
they got a nice trip to Dubai now, though. So fatigue might be over after when they come back.
I heard Lee saying about is, you know, they shouldn't go to Dubai, do what they've got to do, relax, try and refresh yourself, because you've got the second half of the season. They ain't going there on holiday. They're going there. Listen, they've just had back-to-back games right from Christmas, the start of Christmas, to the end of to right up till now. We're not in the FA Cup this weekend. Go to Dubai. Try and refresh, recharge, and like what they did last year. You know, it's just ridiculous what he's saying about it going on holiday. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You know what I mean? I think that's a good idea for them to go and do that. Right? Look. You know, yeah. Go and refresh. Think about things look ahead.
It's not going to get us a player going to Dubai, but
it's not. It's not going to get us a player. You know what I mean? Maybe there's somebody player who plays over in the UAE's on a free contract. He's available on a free or something. We could bring him back. But right now, you know what I mean? Go over there and refresh and come back and try and, for the second half of the season, go for these other competitions.